Strange guy aiming a gun from a distance. A pneumatic gun, the barrel is plastic, and the inside of the barrel is free of bullets and filled with shards of glass. His target is this office man. Let's see what he does next. He aimed at an oncoming car. He aimed and shot glass shards into the car's tires. As a result, the car lost control and crashed into the office guy. The shot with extraordinary calculation made the driver become the killer. The man smirked and then escaped. Today we will learn a movie about an assassin who specializes in staging assassinations into accidents. This is Mike, a professional hitman, working in an assassin organization led by Big Ray, a retired veteran assassin. Mike is the best assassin among the assassins in the guild. Although everyone has a different method of assassination, this big bearded guy was one of Mike's favorite people. His personality is quite hot-tempered, so his assassination method is also very frenzied. However, his way to assassinate is not popular with customers anymore. The next guy who looks dirty is a killer who specializes in poisons, using poison to soak his teeth in toothpaste, or just touching a cigarette with poisoned hands. Next is the pair of friends, Max and Mick, who are both former special forces. They often disguise assassinations as ordinary street accidents, making it impossible for the police to investigate. Finally, there are Jane, a female assassin with the ability to use katana skillfully, and Fred, a fat old man with a sophisticated assassination method. This fat guy once assassinated an entire team, with a gas he experimented with. A bald guy walks in. This is Milton, an important link in the assassin organization. He specializes in taking requests from customers, then assigning jobs to assassins, depending on what the client's requirements are. The money is also managed by this fat guy Milton. Because Mike is the best assassin, he also received a lot of assassination missions. Once, Mike took on a mission to kill a drunk office man. The office man came back in the middle of the night after drinking a full bottle of wine, not realizing when Mike had sneaked into the house. The drunk man saw the watch and tried to climb on the chair and take it down. His every move was predicted by Mike, until the drunk man stood up on the chair. Mike used a rope to choke him from behind. The hanged drunk doesn't know what happened. "Do you know who I am?" Mike just replied coldly and kicked the chair away. "Yes, I know who you are. You are worth $25,000. This show Mike only cares about money. Mike doesn't care if the person is good or bad. As long as there are money involved, Mike will take the mission. After the assassination was over, Mike took a photo as evidence and then returned. Next, Mike was assigned to kill an entire rock band. He simply went inside quietly, listening as an audience, and just chilling as the bands perform their last show. Notice that the band's power supply line is exposed. Mike flipped a glass of water to the power supply. The band singing with their electronic equipment then got electrocuted. The audience was bewildered and didn't know what was happening. After each such assassination, Mike will find a way to relieve stress. He didn't do anything fancy, but just decided to a pub. He then give money to the two security guards to go elsewhere. Going inside, Mike saw a bunch of uncivilized thug are bothering a sexy lady. Mike's simping blood then got boiled. He did not hesitate to come and hit them one by one. The thugs, with poor fighting skill compared to Mike, just rushed toward Mike. Mike then used the power of his badass skill to beat the crap out of the thugs. Although with the ability to fight and assassinate professionally, but who knows that Mike used to be a bullied young man. The classic main character trauma flashback. In this scene, a bunch of teenagers are chasing young Mike. They proc to bully him and make young Mike throw up his lunch money. But with the little money he make by selling newspaper, how can Mike have the money to pay them all day? Once, he caught a middle-aged man breaking into someone's house, carrying a gas cylinder, but he was definitely not a gas employee. Seconds after the man entered the house exploded. The man went out but nothing happened. Curious, Mike followed this man for weeks and learned that he was an assassin who received money for assassination, then staged everything as an accident. Turn out, it is Big Ray. Mike found him and brought the clip out and forced Big Ray to teach him his skills. He said he was bullied too much, so he wanted to kill the leader but didn't want to go to jail. Seeing that Mike has determination, along with his stealth skills available, it is only a matter of time that Mike become a professional assassin. Big Ray pointed out to Mike that it was possible to kill the other guy by accident. Mike sneaked into the house when the guy wasn't there, stuck a piece of money on the antenna and then hid in the blankets. The guy returned without a doubt. He climbed up the railing to reach for the bill when Mike jumped out of the blankets and pushed him down, causing him to fall. After this incident, Mike was overjoyed, but his assassination skills were still too amateur level. Big Ray below has captured the shot of him pushing the guy. Mike will have to practice more if he want to become more badass. Big Ray then teach him in all his skills. From gun blazing, staging an assassination that looks like an accident to defense skills, everything is taught by Big Ray as if he was Mike's father. With such a long time, Mike has now become a top-class assassin in the organization. Once he was assigned by Milton to assassinate a young accountant named Root, who was paid twice as much by the client to kill him as quickly as possible. Mike accepted the mission without a doubt. He used a pneumatic shotgun, and the barrel was filled with shards of glass. Mike watched Root closely, then waited for a car to go at the right angle. When the car arrived at the right time, he immediately opened fire, shot glass fragments into the tire of the car, causing the tire to deflect. The car turned and hit Root, killing him, looking like an accident. Again, Mike just smirked and walked away, while his brother drove in fear, thinking he had just killed someone. That night, Milton called Mike and told him to go to the street that the client promised to get his pay as a reward for killing Root. Mike did not arrive in time, but was ambushed by another assassin. The armature assassin tried to use all kinds of martial arts but was defeated by Mike again and again. You can shoot down from a tall building or use dynamite to blow up the area as soon as I arrive, but no, you rush in and shoot like a thug. What a disgrace to the assassin industry. After saying that, Mike pulled him up and hit his throat to suffocate, then used force to break his neck. Mike dragged him to the curb, put the assassin's head on the sidewalk, and pulled his motorcycle up next to his body, making everything look like an accident. The accident make it like the killer took the corner too quickly and lost control and hit his head on the sidewalk step and broke his neck. After making everything look natural, Mike returned home. He gets a call from a woman named Charlie. She says that Mike's ex-girlfriend Beth is dead. It is known that Mike and Beth broke up for a while. She is an environmental activist. It has caused countless factories to close because it is harmful to the environment. Mike heard the bad news and rushed to Beth's funeral and met Charlie here. Charlie tells Mike that Beth was mugged by two thieves. They were about to steal things when Beth came back. Due to being discovered, the two thieves killed Beth. A terrible mistake. The police found the fingerprints of two thieves who investigated, but a few days later, both died of drug overdose. Not only that, Charlie also revealed that Beth was pregnant and the baby was Mike's child. A tragedy indeed. After listening, Mike decided to go to the apartment where Beth used to stay to investigate what happened. Mike goes inside and imagines the crime scene again. With his expertise, he can easily see this is actually an assassination. In the police investigation file that Mike had acquired, Beth was found to have a certain amount of sleeping pills in her blood. In the file, it said that she was treated for a fear of flying, but Beth had never experienced this fear. Mike concluded that she has been drugged and got assassinated. Then the crime scene was staged it as a failed burglary, blaming two drug addicts by copy their fingerprint at the scene. As it turned out, the murderer are Mick and Mac. Enraged, Mike quickly set off to find the other two guys to find out the truth. Mick and Mac saw Mike coming and also admitted that they did it. They were given the job and just felt like doing it. They argue that since both Beth and Mike have cutting ties already, they can do whatever they want. But the problem is that Beth is still pregnant, but Mick and Mac don't know it. The two of them then brushed Mike off, telling him to go home, that it was just businesses. Angry at their attitude, Mike rushed to attack first. Usually, it's almost impossible to fight two former special forces alone, but Mike uses his badass assassin skill and the power of plot armor to overpower them. The attacks launched extremely quickly and fiercely, with training sessions and assassination sessions made Mike's attacks extremely powerful. He elbowed and threw Mac back, punched Mick in the stomach and the face, then delivered a 360 mid-air kick to Mick's face. Mike then goes to Charlie, telling her that Beth has been assassinated and asks information about Beth. Charlie says that Beth has a hard drive containing important information and the backup is at her parents' house. Just then, the bearded assassin of the guild came in. Someone has sent him to kill Charlie. The bearded man is quite a hot-tempered man. When he turns on his fury mode, the bearded man starts chopping mindlessly. Charlie took advantage of the time when the bearded man was not paying attention and stabbed him in the shoulder with a knife, but he used his raw strength to counterattack. As a result, The bearded man was about to stab Mike with the knife when he fell on the axe, causing fatal injuries. Before he died, the bearded guy revealed that Milton had sent him to kill Charlie. Mike heard that and told Charlie to go to Beth's parents' house to get the documents and then call him. Meanwhile, Mike comes to Milton's place to force him to tell who is behind the request of Charlie and Beth assassination. As a result, he said it was an accountant named Kent. After learning the information, Mike arranged to meet Charlie again after Charlie had obtained Beth's documents. Charlie told that Beth, being an environmentalist, has went after an Indian oil company called Vancap. The Vancap company was originally not going to be allowed to drill for oil, but the company's director bribed the government to give him the right to drill in the sea. Beth was informed by an accountant in that Vancap company, the accountant named Root. That's right, it was the accountant that Mike got rid of. The accountant Root had a colleague named Kent. This guy knew about Root bringing bribe information to Beth. The company director heard the news and told Kent to find the killer to eliminate them. Kent has contacted Milton to find a suitable assassin. He also recorded the entire conversation with Milton. He then gave it to Mike. Just at this moment, Mick and Mac rushed in. Big Ray, after seeing Mike causing too much trouble, ordered the entire team of assassins to eliminate Mike. Mick and Mac went full gun blazing. Mac then furiously throw grenades at Mike. But Mike turns into Ronaldo and kick the grenade back. The grenade explosion stunned the other two. Mike took advantage of the opportunity to control Mac's gun, but Mick accidentally shoot Mac while Mike used his body as a shield. Mike then sprayed Mick with a fire extinguisher and then knocked him out. Outside, the poison assassin had secretly ambushed Mike, climbed on his back to cover Mike's nose with a poison towel, but Mike knew and held his breath. The killer intended to stab him with a knife, but Mike stabbed him with his own knife and pushed him down the stairs. Finally, Mike meet Fred, an easy-to-pick-on assassin, with tools in his pocket that can't be used. Mike punched him and knocked him out as well. Mike casually took a poisoned bandage from Fred's pocket and left. Mike then goes to the director of the Vancap company, meets a female assassin who specializes in katana. Here, she was sent by Big Ray to protect the old director. At first, it was a bit difficult. The female assassin was extremely agile. It could be said her skill on par with Mike, but then due to her weaker strength, she was easily knocked over by Mike through the door. The director held a katana and threw it to the female assassin. With her strong sword, the assassin slashed madly. Mike dodged smoothly and then used the lamp, but to no use. He then used a suitcase, but was sliced in two. As a result, after a careless slash of the female assassin, Mike counterattacked and stole the sword to stab her. Again, plot armor. Then, he went to the director. He tried to use money to bribe Mike but did not get consent. Mike then slashed the Indian guy head off. Mike returns to Big Ray, and in Big Ray's rage, Mike plays the recording. In the video, they learned that Kent had followed the director's orders, hiring Milton to eliminate 3 people: his accountant brother Root, Mike's ex-lover Beth, and finally Charlie. In the terms he gave, he wanted a single assassin to eliminate the other 3. After eliminating 3 of them, he would also eliminate the assassin to cover the clues. They will pay 3 times the money. As a result, the money-hungry Milton assigned Mike to kill his brother Root first, but knowing Mike would not kill Beth, he sent a young assassin to kill Mike. Then assigned the job of killing Beth and Charlie to the others. Wow, what a smart move. Hire a bunch of lesser experienced assassin to kill a professional one and then murder his wife. How does Milton think this gonna end? After everything was revealed, Milton was beaten and bruised by Big Ray. Serve him right. Mike then passed him the poisoned bandage, but Milton didn't know, and a few minutes later, he was dead. Everything is clear. Even though Big Ray knows the truth, he is also very angry because Mike made the assassin organization destroyed by the assassin he raised. In the end, he let Mike go but cut all ties with him. The film ends.